Thank Vishnu.
Yeah.
So this is an experience that, like Guruji is performing many, we call them miracles, extraordinary miracles. But sometimes the miracles are very subtle, almost as almost go unnoticed. And I have this little story that happened before the age of WhatsApp and Telegram, when we still used to send messages as SMS. And occasionally I write to Guruji, let's say work related, and I had to describe to him something, and I wrote something like 2 paragraphs. I don't even remember what it was, but I just remember it was a longer message because I had to explain something to him to give context. I pressed the send button, and literally like 1 second later, his response, almost equally long, came back. I don't remember how big it was, but it was a longer message. Impossible to write in 1 second, even if you're like a fast typer or a fast swiper or whatever you want to call it. So it was a clear show of his omniscience, of his like supernatural powers that he has, but that he rarely displays openly. And in my human mind, I can explain thinking that maybe he started writing the response already while I was writing the question, because he knows my thoughts, he knows everything, he knows already what's going to happen. I don't know, I can't explain it. All I can say is that I sent a large message, and he sends a large response 1 second after I hit the send button. So you draw your own conclusions from that.
It happened to me during the COVID time. I used this time to study. So I study in Digital Academy in Munich to study some programming, web design, and at the end of my course there was an exam, big exam. So we have a project work, then we have an oral exam, and we have also big test of maybe 100 questions, but which was long for 2-3 hours. And so as before, I worked a lot with my laptop, downloading many programs. I was thinking it would be a good idea that I saw that my laptop, I have a MacBook Pro, have some issues, so it goes a little bit slow. So I say, okay, I will clean it a little bit and just reinstall the software. And so somehow when I try to do it, and I will never do it again, just before the evening before the exam, so exam should be in the morning, my laptop completely collapsed that it didn't start at all. I tried and I tried many times and it didn't work. And so then I say, okay, I just go, because I save everything on hard drive, I will just completely change the main installation, main program. And it didn't start. It's just brun brun brun, and then they stop, and stop. And so I say, I tried. I think I was till 3-4 in the morning, and then I just came to my altar and I say, I can't anymore, I give up. I say, Guruji, please, everything is in your hand. You know how important it is. I really praise you from my heart to help to do something. And this, I can't do anything. What can I do? I don't have a laptop, I don't have nothing to pass my exam with. And so I just left it, my laptop open, near the altar. And in the morning when I came, I said maybe 3 hours, I came, I saw my desktop working and everything open. And this is technically, because I'm technical also person, I know how works the programs and softwares. It's not possible, because to go through the process of reinstallation of new EOS, you need to go from, you need to press all the time next, and so on. So a lot of steps. And when I came, my desktop was fully installed and fully operational. So this was amazing. And I'm so grateful for these miracles, and this I have no anymore need any proof that Guruji is divine, and he is going well beyond of our physical nature and physical laws, I can say. Thank you so much, Jai Gurudev.
Wait,
Okay.
it has to be vertical or horizontal?
Yeah, it's good. So this story actually happened recently, and I was having a satsang, which is to give a talk in the temple. But on that evening, I felt a very strong stomach pain. Actually, the whole day, I felt a very strong stomach pain. But I really wanted to give the satsang because it was very important for me to talk about a specific topic. And it comes close and closer to giving the satsang, and half hour, still crazy stomach pain, 20 minutes, 50 minutes. So I went on the toilet, and I was having my phone in my hand just in case to call my dear god brother that I cannot come. So, and I had so much pain in my stomach that I realized it's impossible for me that I can do anything. I realized my limitations. This is not up to me anymore. So I prayed to Guruji, Guruji, if you really want that I give this satsang, please you need to help me. And in that moment, just suddenly, from my feet up, I just felt like electricity coming up in my stomach, and suddenly the pain was gone in less than a second. I was just like absolutely happy, and I could give the talk. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Guruji invited me to come like a resident for 1 year in the end of 2021. And then I came like a resident in February 2022. But it was amazing that the day that I arrived, Guruji was giving darshan. And I went for darshan, to receive darshan. And when I was in front of him, in maybe 1 second or 2 seconds when I was in front of him, Guruji somehow transformed himself. And I was seeing, received darshan from a small child, around 8 or 10 years old. And it was really beautiful, the most beautiful child that I have seen in my life. It was a bit more dark than Guruji, and then it was till the end, but somehow I was not connected with the outside. And the darshan finished. Guruji, after 2 days, he went in Mauritius for 3 months. And it was inside of me constantly, but somehow I started to forget it, the experience. And I didn't know what it really is. And then when Guruji came back, maybe not first time, second or third time, I asked Guruji, can I ask something? And he said, yeah, you can ask. In the darshan, when he was here, I saw actually, in beginning he was, but it was then, I was receiving darshan from a child. And I explained it was a little bit dark than you. And he smiled and he said, you have seen Giridhar Gopal. And it was really amazing. I started like to feel it again, what I felt in the darshan. And he said to me, but you have seen not with the physical eyes. And he put his finger in my third eye. And he said, you have seen with the inner eyes. And yeah, it was really amazing. And I asked him, but why did you show me Giridhar? And he said, it's simple, to focus in him. And then since that day, actually I'm so grateful, and I feel every day him, Giridhar, and also for sure Guruji, that because of his eyes, he allowed me to see him. And yeah, it's my story, but I'm sure that everyone, his devotee, they are experiencing his love and that transforming their life. And that's beautiful.
Jai Gurudev. So I want to share one story, a miracle actually, what happened with Guruji when we were in Shrivital in 2021 for Guru Purnima. So we stayed there I think we stayed one day. Shrivital was not fully open, and but there was a lot of people welcoming Guruji, and it was very packed, and we decided to do a parikrama. Not all of us, just a few people with Guruji. And there was also one couple with us who were not devotees, they were more followers. And so while we are walking, there was discussion about topic bhava. Yeah, so which bhava are you, like in which state of love are you, which kind of relationship you have with God. And so there's certain bhavas, and then Guruji asked, what do you think in which bhava I am? And then Marion was there, and Marion said that you are probably in all bhavas, yeah? You experience all bhavas, what you have. And in that moment, Guruji looked at the sky, and he said that the only bhava which I have, it's him. Yeah? And in that moment, there was this Mataji who Guruji was constantly talking with her, and he stopped her, and then suddenly you can feel the energy change. The everything start like let's say becoming like electrified, yeah. And in that moment, Guruji materialized Giridhari from his chest, and he showed to Mataji and showed to all of us. He was like this big, and he said that he is my Bhava, and he's inside, rest inside of my heart. And he gave it to her, and everybody was astonished, and it was amazing feeling and energy, and there was so much love in that area there between all of us. And then Guruji decided, when we come there back to the place where Guru Purnima was happening, he said that then we would do Abhishekam on Giridhari. So we came there, and then many people, devotees, came around, and Kirtan was happening. It was very nice. And immediately when the Guruji started performing, actually the Mataji started performing Abhishekam, Guruji was singing and dancing with all other crews, the other people. It was maybe 200 people in very tiny squeezed place. Suddenly the whole atmosphere changed, yeah? That everybody was feeling that something is very strange, but nobody wanted to stop dancing, nobody wanted to stop singing, because that feeling was impulsing and encouraging us to sing more, to dance more, to go more into the Lord's name, yeah? And the weather immediately changed. It became very cloudy, especially around the Vitalam, around the property. And the rain started falling down. It was huge amount of rain, and nobody moved. Everybody was dancing on the rain. It was amazing. And to see Guruji without even refusing all umbrellas and everything, he was just standing there dancing with all his devotees. It was very beautiful. While performing, the Mataji was performing Abhishekam Giridhari. And in that moment, there's something very amazing thing happened, is that there was so many clouds out of sudden, like in the sky. They start changing shapes, because we look at it, maybe that was Kirtan was long, maybe 1 hour, something like this. And in this 1 hour, people were taking pictures and looking up, and Guruji was pointing that everybody could actually see, to perceive what is happening. And there was the clouds were taking shapes of different avatars, same as Vitala, Matsya. There was a foot of Vamana, and Guruji was saying that he was placing his foot on Sri Vitalam itself to bless. And I think that you will see in the pictures. And also there was Vitala, the face of Vitala showed, and where Guruji said that he was showing how excited he is to come to Vitalam and to bless all his devotees and everybody who is willing to come in the temple, in the ashram itself, in Sri Vitalam. And it was amazing experience, and to witness and to be close to Guruji and to see something like this, it's very unique in one life like experience, because how much he gave and how much he takes, it's very amazing. And to just to experience that love from Guruji, what he has, because all this will not be possible if there is not him. Yeah? All this lila, materialism of the deity, then it seems very random things, and then this Mataji suddenly decided to, with her husband, to come there and to visit Guruji, and specifically now, and all the people who were there, like it seems very random thing, but once when you a little bit know the story or go deeper inside, you actually realize that he's orchestrating everything, and he's really in charge and involved with each one of our lives, and how he takes care of all of us. Jayudev.
Yeah, there is another miracle with a golden lingam, the Hirdanyagarbha lingam. This happened in the time of Stephanshof. Yeah, it was in the year, I think, 2005. And this lingam was there for 3 days, 3 nights and 3 days. And which even asked us later not to talk so much about this, but it happened several times, and it was really amazing experience. So after these 3 days, he said, now I will bring this lingam back where it comes from. And he was pointing to his heart. And he took this lingam and went to his room. And he always told us, never touch this lingam. Yeah? It has such a strong energy. If we humans would touch it, we are burned to ash. So he had, of course, great respect. So Guruji was in his room, and after some time he came back, and we noticed that something is very strange on his robe, around the place of his heart. And when we looked closer, we saw that the robe was burned. Yeah, it was melted. Yeah, it was like a kind of polyester, this robe. So when you put like a flame or something hot on it, it melts. You know, it destroys the fabric. And this happened, so it was clearly this sign, yeah, when he put this lingam, the golden lingam, to his heart and took it inside, however he did it. Nobody has ever seen it, but he touched it with a rope, and as a proof we saw this burnt rope, and it always stayed and never disappeared.
Thinking about Guruji and sharing his stories, what comes to my mind is many people share his miracles and his materializations and everything that's so special around him. For me, the most special thing is seeing how he is present in every single moment, and to witness this over the last 2 decades or more. Growing up with Guruji and traveling with him everywhere, this is what inspires me the most. How much he travels. He truly redefines for me what it means to live for others, what it means to serve others and not serve ourselves. And as mentioned, what the miracle that comes to my mind mostly is how he's present, how everything just arranges perfectly around him and around what needs to be. We have always judgments and expectations that disturb the flow, let's say. But Guruji accepts everyone. He loves everyone unconditionally. And by doing this and not having expectations, he can live in the moment, and he truly defines for us what it means to live in the moment, is that everything just arranges itself how it needs to be. And witnessing this on a daily basis is, for me, the most miracle and the most humbling on the path. Jacob.
So I always struggled to accept myself, and I always suffered in accepting my own negative qualities, and always was very anxious. And since I started doing the spiritual practices and with a lot of self-work with the help of Guruji, this slowly started to change. And today I am way more accepting of what life brings me, and I feel a sense of being content with what is present here in my life, and I can say that I found a way bigger sense of happiness.
Some years back, my brother got his second child, and I wasn't really up to date, but one day he called me and said the child is born, and he was really distressed because the child came out and didn't breathe. And it didn't actually breathe for about 15 minutes. And obviously they brought it to the hospital, to the incubator, and he was super scared. Will it live? Will it have brain damage? Because as you can think, if you don't breathe, you have problems. I just said, well, I will pray for her. And by chance, Guruji was traveling in France, I think, and he called me after this phone call. And on the phone call, I just said to him that my brother's child is born, that it doesn't breathe. And I didn't even make a big fuss, I didn't even ask anything. And he just lifted his hand and said, tell them not to worry, show them my blessing hand, everything will be fine. So in a reaction, I just made the screenshot of the hand and I sent the message to my brother, which printed it, put it in the incubator. Everybody becomes a believer when stuff becomes a little bit more tough. And yeah, the child is now, I don't know, 2, 3 years old. I don't really know, but she's absolutely healthy. And a very sweet part was also that after that instance, when Guruji came back from his traveling, he asked me, how is she? And I said, she's fine. And he took a painting from his hand. Somebody made a painting of his hand, how she's blessing. And he gave me the painting and said, bring this to your brother, give it to your niece, that my blessing may always be upon her. And I was just thinking, wow, how sweet. They're not devotees. He never met her, or at least that's how it seems. But he cares so much that he saves her and makes sure that his blessings are always upon her. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev. So for 3 days, there was Krishna constantly in my thoughts without any reason. And everywhere I looked, everything I did, something remember me him, no? So one evening, in the evening, I stay in my room and I prepare to Atma Kriya Yoga meditation. And as soon as I sit down and start to meditating, immediately the image of Krishna, his feet, his hand with the float, appear in my mind, no? And the mantra about him is fixed in my head. And I can't remove this. I don't know what's up, no? So I did the one practice of breath, no? Respiration. And each breath, it was like so many energy appear in my stomach, from my stomach in all the body, and my body becomes super hot. I I start to move my body and these stranger things, because this energy, this joy, this happiness, it was like super. I can handle this, no? It was very strong. I never felt these things. And so I began to undress because it was very hot, and yeah, in this exciting, I thought, wow, I want to share this to Guruji. And I heard my phone ringing. I look at it was Guruji that called me. I say, no, it's amazing. I respond immediately. He say me, I without I say anything, he say me, so it's beautiful what happening to you into your meditation now, but please stop now because it's enough, but it's too much for now. For you, it's too much now. I say, okay, but how do you know this? Okay. And the strange thing is that in that moment, he was in France. I mean, I was in Germany, so far. And I remember that when he come back in Germany, he said me, look, I give to you a little bit experience to Krishna. I say, wow, it was super amazing. And so in conclusion, I thought like is continue to work deeper and deeper inside me, and because this is very important, and to prepare about what the guru can give us, no? And also it doesn't matter our Guruji is far to us, because when we did Kriya meditation, the Master is with us, no? In this way I can realize this, wow, it was super. Thank you, Gurudev.